Ento ya we say containers and say be air cost so e won frame wo Ghana hanu na ani nyina ne say ECG containers 1347 containers 40 feet containers are containing ECG cables, meters, any other equipment. Ayira say funta by the 2 year say come first so ayira e wotema abo hodomo ayira na sa containers and same year na ebusia e call bedu tailor Kevin e call bedu tailor wa be fire in fact wa be bobo na adwa kire Afenyo Markin papa chirim say Afenyo ye kromfo e wo so otimi ego jail concerning container here ayira aha Penyah blocking media metro say any demo obe like video na da roma obe subscribe button na so na be click notification icon for latest update na be kire wa dwen dia ma me e comment that first say obaso no a share video ma oni so enya bi ahwe ete nyina wo Ghana he ya we say container bi ayira ani nyina ne say containers are abandoned on ekra baaye 2500 containers are John Japan our current energy minister kra eya we say MPP handle power to him now containers ECG containers 2500
containers.
No, these are not empty containers. Yesterday when we visited the port, these are containers loaded with materials, cables and other accessories. ECG has not been able to clear those containers. And so as we speak, we have 2,500 containers stuck there and stranded. And as they stay there, it attracts a lot of penalties and demurrage.
On one and who be say Okokai, and as the MPP are buying and hand it over to him. About 3 days ago, and I started to go viral say containers now join your upon a bedding what I say a war ya hand it over to him as new, energy minister. Containers in 1347 ayera containers ni nyina tu ayera I say now no matimi e tracy akwa pick container omanya emu 40 no manya Indians for be Chinese be achichi wo mai say investigations course
Briefing I got this morning, and let me comment the national security operatives and the law enforcement agencies. The information I got this morning is that already they've traced about 40 of them to a particular terminal or warehouse in Pung, which belongs to an Indian man of extraction, and they've confiscated all the 40 containers, and they are moving them to a secured location. The man indicates that those containers were sold to him last year, and so that's a subject of a matter of investigation, and the law enforcement agencies would ensure that the law takes its course. There are also reports of some other areas that they are picking intelligence. They will trace all of them, retrieve all the containers as soon as possible, and put the perpetrators before the courts of competent jurisdiction. Let me just sound that when we start prosecuting these people, let nobody come to say we are witch hunting.
Raise your head.
Yeah. Hey, watch the camera.
Now concerning containers and seven, also Afenyo Markin, Yebekaya, before election, on the go for that appointing as ECG board chairman. Afenyo Markin on the floor of Parliament and making comment, we say this containers and seven, it's about time Ghana we should stop politicizing everything. Young come together, whether MPP and this we should come together as Ghanaian, near fighting corruption. Obi or Yajma what Tema Habo Hodamona, or see Hodum in account because Mona bet my man children, Mona Moya Juma or Hanamo. A year day in a containers estimate wire. On this note, I think I'm many Afenyo Markin because Sekasi a Tenefia way and Fasuria Maso. Tema Habo, any panny at Moyamwa, any panny war. Any panny at my Tumuka. Next the containers go Ayera. Mona was saying Kabusamo, any say Tenefia shaky blip, MPP and this baby. I was yet me facing more a honomo. Mamma bought Tema Porto, Mona was a bam honor. Bogomona Moya because say Sikani the dying agent security no too quiet. Or Bana Bibiara, who security mind? What you with Yedi Gamsa question? wo ho na edi nkan ba mo na mo yɛ adwuma tema port wo bibia yera wo ho no mo a mo na ebusa mo eni se tena fe yɛ politics but asema o kan yɛ no Kevin Taylor de ne ntiasie mu odwini different it was there be Afenyo Markin can Afenyo Markin play mind games in do chire mu say container no Afenyo Markin nim ho bi enti na all kan ka that NS17 in fact Kevin Taylor abebo ball na adwan tra Afenyo Markin basa
CG also on my reason it's man we resign here no and na eye Ekufuado e can say Afenyo Markin the businessman go and replace Kelly Gajepo ewo ECG so Afenyo Markin took over July 2024 naka beye 5 months ni ato aba technically naka 6 months na yakoto aba 2024 and Afenyo Markin ekot name as the board chair of ECG. Remember Afenyo Markin they be original parliament council or a businessman, so Ekufuado told Afenyo Markin, who is a businessman, to go and head the ECG as the board chair. Remember Afenyo Markin the client Nikeli Kennedy Japan who was supplying electricity, equipment and lights, energy stuff to ECG. So the businessman, whose client is also a businessman, has been given the job as the board chair of ECG. Afenyo Markin, the client Kennedy Japan. Kennedy Japan so your man is on supply street lights Emma ECG. Sikana ma light na ma and yetiha. And the Kufuado say aqua way Afenyo Markin enko lead ECG. Remember, Afenyo Markin co lead ECG no. Nipa na oye MD of ECG. Your friend Dubik Mahama. Mabeka boy we some before elections. Dubik Mahama onina from 2022 oye MD, managing director of ECG ABC. Before elections, September and I also resigning. Dubik Mahama no MD of ECG. September 25th also nyejuma ni bi wejai. Yebusan say what are your reasons? Also only reason bia. And I will so work it out. Before election, because said this boy is a thief. Ka bia open organa bia boy we will be. O to me say the pano do woko monako no akwa ni birthday. This boy got to the sandbox na onu wi ni jota I so bottom. O dugo jantra for to sakramine. This boy, I came to tell you people where he will go to jail. Na boy we akwatena baby didi me matam. Dubik Mahama on na MD from 2022 otena wa bedru ha yedu September pe also onye adwuma ne biom. What was your reason? No reason. Wejai owie sikankasa. I will show you his properties. Girls are on ma wo or girl bi o wa to dan to bi ma girl bi o UK. This boy me so bia time eba. Now yanko issue ne so in Kofu, they took over and they were there at ECG. After Kelly Koyeno, now a Afenyo Markin, any day, or ne a Dubik Mahama, and I'm running things. Remember, Ghana Mremuno, Oko a state owned enterprises, government institutions. There's a reason why they be a MD and I CEO. So board no, Anka say CEO into and also board na endorse ya. CEO do Krampono. The human to me started anything and the Mahama yi so many CEOs as we are sitting here now, they are waiting for board approval. The board is there to check a MD, to check CEO. The board is the last stop to stop corruption, because the board didn't be corrupt. It means to say the whole agency is a mess. Every time when you are picking a CEO, make sure you are picking the right board, because a CEO no any board didn't be conniving. Naka sombo ya damage or me finish mo and be na ABAJ any Godfrey Dame, because ABAJ time no procurement as the manager no na Godfrey Dame as the attorney general, not procurement board. So enti adia ABAJ nyina no Godfrey Dame was sanctioning it. AB amono mon check is anyoma no ABAJ kro no board no procurement authority no Godfrey Dame was on the board of procurement authority when ABAJ was bringing documents for them to endorse, because now Godfrey Dame and ABAJ they have connived, no mere partners, and Obua ABAJ money yes are deals. The same applies to the ECG. Without the board, the MD or whoever is the manager or whoever cannot. There is no checker ECG must sign without the approval of the board, and more importantly, the board chair. When we talk about a board chair, ECG board chair, no check no check or no contract can be signed between ECG and a private individual, a government, or anybody without the board giving a green light. Into the board, it is the last stop to stop every corruption. So when you are the board chair of ECG, you are basically the last stop of corruption, and whatever happens at ECG from the top, you have to give green light for it to go on. You cannot tell me as a board chair, say, ECG, I could sign a 2 million deal you have no idea about. You are lying. No. Then you have to come and prove that whether that issue was brought to board or not, whether the person who signed that 2 million deal actually informed the board or did it on their own. So as soon as the ECG, the board chair and the MD who was there, they have to come and answer questions. Maybe a MD and maybe a board in him. Maybe a board in here, maybe an MD in him. It is only through Jakpa investigations and yebehu nipa owia yesika. Are you following? All right, I'm sure I there. Now you be reporting him, and I'm sure documents. And the mature documents. Remember when we could enter Afenyo Markin. So be parliament be kasa muntu tosiongu so. He's a despicable human being. So any girlfriend and friend I won on and I would too no. Metren be your tinne. Ne yeren ko Afenyo Markin. You Afenyo Markin, I've been watching you. Yeah. Uko teshia. Oni girl be a two or your friend awu. Wakoto diama girl. What Afenyo Markin? Oji so ni mnyansama. Oji say you can destroy people. Oji say you Jimmy and you're Ghana. I'm a politician. I'm a businessman. Who came to say bodam for. Oga na oti awo be the picture name the picture ba be chema o yire hu. Sa teshi mansion okotama girl na o she teshi wona awo. Be the o picture be kire o yire no. Na me the nkwara mienu na ma wo na kire o yire no. Send the enya bad enipa na wawo. Say me say me tianam ko wo a ore nchen a na obi di kire enya bad. Enti mema wo yire hu nkwara mienu no awo nkwara no. Teshi wadwiri ya wo se Ghana fo nyina ejimi unnim boni a wedi unnim ana wo ya wo so nim nyansa. Now do you know something? The board chair here Afenyo Markin and the Assembly of Parliament, and anytime make say Afenyo Markin is guilty onim so abokro no onim so say jail no, but he's playing some game. He's playing a psychological game. And the Afenyo Markin sorry of Parliament, Assembly AC wo ECG ne krampo de anka NDC and MPP we should come together and make sure we solve the problem. Now the problem is the GP Gapoha people and people who work at the port, and now NDC ne no any MPP they should come together and go after civil servants. Obwa, he's playing on the conscience of Ghanaians. He knows he's guilty. This is the same Afenyo Markin who was telling Ghanaians to say, ato force na at the end of the day, the boss man permission to sign the document and ECG containers 1,347 Aira. Afenyo Markin a sort of parliament says, we all have to be patriotic. Obwa, he knows he's guilty. Afenyo Markin a real sika. Afenyo Markin stole millions and billions from Ghanaians through ECG per the report I have. Into or play Sane Kasongo strategy, Suddenly, Waba Parliament, we all have to fight together and make sure whatever is happening at ECG, it's an institutional problem. It is the bureaucracy. You were the immediate board chair. See ya. Listen to Kasongo.
ECG, I had the privilege of chairing the board in July. Because I'm a businessman, the first question I ask myself is that how can ECG award a contract? And when the contract is awarded, all the person does is deliver at the port, present bill of lading, and request for payment. I said, with the greatest respect, I don't want to use a word. This is Parliament. I was shattered. I said, how? And ECG would have to pay. So I realized that ECG was paying a lot of bills when they have not even had access to the goods. And when you ask them, I asked the procurement manager, director of procurement, a question. I said, why did he say, Chairman, this is the practice since. This is the practice. And they will bring you document. I listened to honorable member for Sekendi, lawyer, you from Sekendi, question meeting. And I am adopting his submissions as though they were mine. The time has come. This politics somebody says MPP, NDC. It's a system problem that I will any day support this minister to embark on reforms. How come containers at the ports, containers that have arrived, the bureaucracy at our ports, they say the containers are missing? Mr. Speaker, it is true that when these containers come, there is some connivance with some customs officials, and they sell these containers, these cables that ECG needs after the supplier has been paid. They sell the container, and then people resell back to ECG. Are we pretending we don't know? Instead of us to pay attention and kill the rots, then we come here, then MPP, NDC. So now they say, oh, maybe it's happening on the MPP, it's happening on the NDC. No. An honorable minister, I know what you can do. If we can give you support to do it, you must adopt a posture, a non-partisan posture, and tackle the rots. But if we all want to approach it, MPP, NDC, Mr. Speaker, it will remain. NDC will spend 4 years, 16 years, 20 years. The same thing will be there. They will come into opposition, and the same thing would arise again.
Oh, what he's trying to do at this point, from the Onoye cannot just say, oh, Nimrod and Ekoso, as the board chair, he went there. The question is, what did he do about it? So it is clearly negligence and deliberately causing financial loss to the state. Per his own statement, when he took over as the board chair, and he's giving us even more details than we know, meaning he has more information than all of the people in parliament. So Afenyo is the first person to assist the government in investigating this matter, because you say you're a businessman, you became the board chair, and that you have noticed a problem, you have noticed corruption, you have noticed people are scamming Ghanaians. Your job as the board chair, you took an oath to be the board chair, is to protect the public purse. So what do you need to do? Immediately you stop it, you write a report, you open investigations, you get people taken into custody to make sure the system is protected. He looked on, he joined the party, he joined the prostitution, he fucked the girls, he became part of the crime, he turned into a virus, he is now killing people, and he steps out to come and tell us that we should all come together and be killed by AIDS. You are mad. Oh, but damn. It is NDC MPP. Today you want collaboration. No. We are fighting this war of corruption as Ghanaians, irrespective of which political party you belong to. NDC is in power. If you are an MPP and you have caused a problem, you need to be jailed. Into a general parliament, you know, he's playing mind games. Oh, where there a Ghana problem? Kwasia, da bena who say, yeah, Bokrono or ECG a Ghana problem. A MPP now cause a problem. No. A who as the board chair who led the corruption, because Sanka ECG, Yeka say, Anka John Abujina Pobekachere say, ECG was able to make a revenue of $100 billion. Kakwasia, Utru Kro. Say, yeah, you know us. We, Mr. Speaker, we are the minority. When we were there, Kwasia, criminality about there, we should come together as a unit. No. We want to stand individually and deal with the problem.
As I can tell, I can. Onti asemu sena ohono. Enti omo na se kevida beso chire mo say container we no started year 2024. Since 2024 na container started year ya. Eni na asemu so join jina pono ye energy minister so be di ho dance say MPP handing over 2,500 containers ene ma wo mu a odi ho dance na eno so no ye be chire mu say ama Ghana for atiase. Obet ma chire wa adwene ama me e wo comment section. Aha Penyah blog media background.